Alright, so, what is up everyone? So today we're going to do a showcase of the Blood Demon arts of the Kimetsu no Yaiba mod. As you can see, I've also improved the showcase area a lot. Now I won't go flying off the sides as much. But I also added a new mod. So we have some target dummies now. So now I can actually showcase and see for myself how much damage stuff does. And I've set up two examples here. One with a full set of iron armor, and then one with the generic Demon Slayer armor. So, let's go over the first one that everyone has seen. And this is Nezuko's Blood Demon art, the exploding blood. So it has two things, so you can swipe with it or right-click it. Or right-click it. Game audio probably drowned out my microphone audio there. I apologize for that. So, the swipe does like one hit of 2.9 and then like another two hits of 0.88. And also for some reason I can't get the right click ability for this one to work on the target dummy. I don't know what that's about. But so that's it for Nezuko's Blood Demon art. Actually, I apologize. I hadn't tested it on this one. Yeah, so the initial hit and the two other consecutive hits do a lot less. And once again, I can't get the actual explosion to do anything to it. So now we move on to Yaiba, which actually has a couple different variations on it. So I think... okay, yeah, it doesn't do any damage with just punching with it anyway. But its right-click abilities do some damage. So Koketsu Arrow does 2 damage. Continuous does a bunch of consecutive hits of 2 damage. And one thing that a lot of people actually don't know is if you shift and right-click, you'll actually send up one of the upward arrows. So this one's a really good trolling item for your friends. Seems to do the same damage on both dummies. So now we have this one. Now, personally, I don't remember this one all that much, like from the actual show or whatever, but does 11 damage there, 6 damage if it lands next to them. So on the other one, only does 4 or 3.2. And yeah, something to note is in creative mode it'll actually duplicate itself, because when it collides with something it'll land on the ground, but in creative mode you also keep it in your inventory. So now onto the drum, which is probably the most overpowered weapon in the mod. So does 10.5, so 10.5 on iron armor dummy. On Slayer uniform dummy, it does 6.3. There's no switch. There's no like different moves or hit abilities. This one, however, has a hit ability, along with a few moves of its own. So you have just a hit, which is 2.9, and then some others. But then you also have stuff like and then we have this one here. And we also have this move would have a poison type effect, but it doesn't because these are target dummies. They don't really take potion effects. That one just gives me buffs. That one does a lot of hits. Similar damage on both dummies, but... Alright, so that's it for that one. Actually, wait, I don't think I... Yeah, there we go. Now we have one of the more powerful ones. So this one is Akaza's Blood Demon Art, which sort of has a hit attack. Oh yeah, it does. It actually does have a proper attack here. Lots of kind of medium damage hits there. That one takes some aiming, because that one actually moves you, so you have to aim at your target and then hope that you actually stop at that point, because that's where the main explosion occurs. That one does a lot of major damage hits. That one does a lot of damage. Not as much, but it's a lot of hits. And this one is just an effect. Alright, then we're back at the first move. So then we have this one, which is from the demon Enmu. It only has 2 moves, and one of the moves doesn't work on the dummies. But you got... I don't know why they're going for that one. Yeah, they keep going for that other one, but the other move for this one doesn't actually work. So this one does work. Moderate damage. And very low damage. Now we've got... Yeah, those ones always go for that one for some reason. This one does some pretty decent damage. And then back to the beginning here. So then we have like 5 that I don't recognize. This one does have a hit. Very weak for actual hitting, but you can hit multiple things at once, so that's a plus. So that one's kind of like a strengthened hit. That was just a teleport. It doesn't really do much in terms of damage. That one does damage, though. Yeah, so that's it for that one. So, another one that I don't recognize at all. Super weird, this one. Yeah, this one is super hard to actually hit. Hit that one. Hit that one. That one does some pretty major damage. So that's it for that one. And then we have one that's just, it's a literal musket. Like, what? Like, it's literally a musket. So it does quite a lot of damage. So much damage that you can't see the numbers because they're bleeding into each other. This one's always fun. Bit laggy. Yeah, those are the only 2 moves that actually work on the dummies. So then we have this one. Yeah, that one doesn't actually do any damage, but it's good for slowing things down. At night, anyway. Another one that just gives an effect. That one is pretty much uncontrollable in terms of trying to actually hit something. That one's more for evasion. That one just summons a mob there. See? Yeah, this one has a hit ability, though. Does decent damage. I have no idea what that is. It just keeps, yeah. Like, it looks like it's some sort of poison-ish effect that's actually from the mod, but I'm not sure. That one does some good hits. So that's it for that one. So this one is actually from, I believe it's, yeah, I believe it's like Upper Moon 2 or something. Yeah, I think it's 2. But anyway, you have a hit ability like a sword. Then you also have that one. Yeah, sometimes when you summon those, they'll fall like into the floor a bit. Like that. That one's also hard to actually hit something. Yeah, so that's it for that one. Then we have this one. Yeah, and if I'm being totally honest, I have no idea what this one is actually from, or if it's a mod original. Because I have no idea. All I know is it works pretty well at what it does. But those are the only moves on this one here. And there's other demon stuff too, but a lot of the stuff doesn't actually have any moves. Like, this one's a work in progress, so it doesn't even do anything. Oh, this one has moves. Well, one move. Yeah, it's the same as one of the other demon arts. This one also only has one move, which was also on one of the previous demon arts. Yeah, these are more weapon type things. They're not actual demon arts. But one thing that I did want to go over was the mod creator actually recently put out an update for this mod that puts in... Well, it wasn't so much an update for this mod as it was a new mod, like an add-on. So basically, it adds animations to a lot of the moves. Currently, it only does the water breathing. So you can see it right there. Like that one, you literally do a backflip. That one's better done off of the top of something. Like that. But yeah, like, look at these animations, though. Like, that is so cool. Yeah, dead calm here. In the anime, he was just kind of standing still when he did it, but... So there's no animation for that one. But yeah, at the moment, that's the only move. That's the only breathing style that has animations. God, I can't talk sometimes. But I thought in this video, I also might as well go over a couple of the other mods that I have. So, obviously, gotta have JEI for modded Minecraft. That way you can get all your recipes. But I also have these two mods here, Traveler's Backpack and Waystones. Traveler's Backpack gives you a backpack with a couple tool slots, fluid tanks, each of which can hold 4 buckets of any fluid, can even be modded. Just make sure that you can actually take it out in a bucket. And the way that you do that is by going like this, or like this. And you can do that with literally any fluid. But it can get a bit weird with bottles, because you can deposit bottles into it, except potions. Potions don't work. But you can deposit bottles into it other than potions, but you can't get the bottles out, so you gotta make sure that if it's in a bottle, you gotta make sure that it can also be in a bucket. Which, in Minecraft Java Edition, potions cannot be in a bucket. But potions also just aren't allowed in the fluid tanks anyway. But there's also like a built-in crafting table. But the great part about that is that if you leave ingredients in there, they'll actually stay in those slots. So the normal crafting table, you would go into, place whatever, but when you would leave it, all the items would be back here. So if I do something like that, it just pops back into my inventory. But if I do this, and like that, it literally does nothing. But I can exit it, but it's still there when I open it back up again. But probably one of the best things about this backpack mod is that, so currently I know of 2 other styles of backpack mods. So like 3 in total. There's this one and 2 others. One of them adds in a back slot where like where you would have another slot here where your backpack goes. One mod that I can name off the top of my head currently is Mr. Crayfish's, I think it's either backpacked or like backpacker. I'll have the links for those in the description. But, so, his adds in just another slot there which you can put the stuff in. And then there's the other kind where it's in your inventory, like this one currently. But this one, if you open it, you can actually hit this button here and equip it. So now it's actually on my back with no slot here either. But using a keybind, which you can find in controls, if you scroll down, you should see one that says Traveler's Backpack. I have it put on an extra button that's on my mouse, but those are the buttons that you would want to find. Probably rebind it as well. So I can just open it like that, I can craft stuff. But I can also take it off, and if I place it down and then open it, that button changes again to put a sleeping bag. The sleeping bag, by default, doesn't set your spawn point, but does allow you to skip the night. Yeah, and as you probably noticed when I went in here, there's multiple kinds of backpacks. And the tooltips will show you how you can get it when there's no recipe. So like the backpack, the bat backpack, you can only find in dungeons and mineshafts. And then you have the villager one, which can only be acquired by buying it from a librarian villager. So, those are always fun. Then we have this one, which I'm sure everybody has used at one point. We have Waystones. So this one is actually quite interesting because there's actually some other stuff in here. So you have the normal Waystones, you'd access it, and then you can teleport between them. And if you're going across dimensions, depending on what dimension, it'll require a bit of experience. And then we have the port stone, which you can only teleport from. So you can only access this one doing this. But if you notice when I go in here, there's no actual port stone button. So I can't teleport to the port stone, but I can teleport from it. And then we have the share stones, which are a bit interesting. So share stones work exactly the same way as the normal waystone. You access it, you can teleport between them. And then same thing with the requiring experience for across dimensions. But the interesting thing is, you can only teleport to ones of the matching color that you're currently at. So like, if I put down this magenta one, and then put down another one, see, there's only one option to teleport to here, and it's the other orange one. Likewise for the magenta ones. So these ones would be good to have for getting around like a large base. So like if you have a really large like compound base, like you encased a village or something, you can have these. That way your friends can't teleport into your base. Because even using normal waystones, you can't get to the share stones either. And then, of course, there's all the different colors of share stone, as well as the blank one. And then the waystone has a couple variants, which are just cosmetic. So, like, one is mossy, one is sandy. Then we have warp plates. So these are interesting. Me and my friend have used these on our server in the past, before we reset it. So these, you would place it down, and when I first placed these, you were able to see that there was some like dust here and a piece of flint. So you would take this out, go to your other one, take this one out, put the other one in here, put this one in here, and now I can teleport between the two. There's a very slight portal sound. It's not crazy loud, but it's there. Unless that's my texture pack. Because I have a resource pack on that sort of muffles nether portal sounds a bit. So it might be that too. Yeah, and then the return and warp scrolls. Well, return and bound scrolls, I should say. So now this one is bound to that. Same with the return scroll. The return scroll, I actually... Okay, so... apparently you can only bind one of these, and it'll be bound to all of them. But either way, return scroll sends you back. Bound scroll also sends you back. Yeah, and all the stuff is craftable. You can find the recipes either on the mod page or in JEI. And then one mod that I have right here is called measurements. So this one is helpful for builders, because you can actually right-click on one point and then right-click on another. Whoop. Yeah, you gotta make sure to not take it out of your hand. But you can see that there's now measurements on the ground here. So now I can see that that's 4 blocks long that way and 5 blocks long this way. And then if I break some of this, you can see that it's 1 block thick. And if you want to get rid of the measurements, you just shift and right click on the ground. But that's what I used to make sure that this area was actually centered properly around this cobblestone here. And then I also have WorldEdit in. So I can go like that, and then like do stuff like that. Pretty sure everyone's heard of WorldEdit before. And then we already saw the target dummy, but I might as well show how you actually do it. So it's crafted just with an armor stand and a hay bale, so it's pretty easy to craft. But you can place it down and punch it, and it'll give you information about your damage, as well as your damage per second down on above your hotbar. But you might be asking yourself, well, how do I get rid of it if I just punch it but it never goes away? Because, like, you punch it and it doesn't do anything, even if you punch down here. Well, the way you do it is if you shift and punch. Yeah, and the Demon Slayer mod also has a bunch of decorative stuff like this. Oh yeah, so these are important here. So these are the 3 ores from the mod. So the Muzan blood ore, if you mine it, you will get Muzan blood, obviously. See? And I think fortune does work on it. Same with these other 2. So this one is scarlet ore. So this is the one that has the, I think it's something like there's some percentage chance whether it'll be like actual scarlet ore or scarlet sand. I have scarlet ore there. And then this one is rare scarlet ore, which you can actually trade with a guy. I don't remember the guy's name, and so I can't really find a spawn egg. But I'm sure I'll come across him in my upcoming series. But yeah, so I believe that was it. So that concludes the 2-parter showcase on the Kimetsu no Yaiba mod, along with a couple others, along with like a couple other utility mods that I was using. And all of the links will be in the description. And also, I should in the future have a warning in the description about manga spoilers. I forgot to mention that at the beginning, my bad. But yeah, so I will see you guys again sometime sometime this upcoming week. Well, all said and done, have a great day, afternoon, night.